got cool, they should be clear. 421.
Yeah, 2-3. When you see any movement in there.
Hi, and welcome to the Rogue Clone Trooper channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to talk about the steps that I take to when I'm going to make something, either it be armor, a costume, or a prop from Star Wars. What I'm going to show you today doesn't have to be just for Star Wars projects. It could be any type of cosplay project that you're doing, or just have anything that you want to build. Things that I'm going to talk about is things that I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years making different things. Some of these things I've learned from other YouTubers, other things I've learned from friends, other things that I've learned on the way myself. I do have a background in arts and crafts. I did go to art college when I was younger, and that's my major actually, is computer animation and graphics. While there we got to make things as well as just doing animation. So some of the stuff I learned there in college. Also, as a young boy, I was always fond of making different types of models. When I was younger, Airfix models back in the UK and England and in Ireland were very popular. So as a young kid, I would often spend my pocket money buying an Airfix model, buying the paint, building it, and then displaying it in my bedroom. But of course, these days I make bigger things. Anyone who's been following my channel has seen me go through the different stages of building my clone armor, building my Captain Rex jungle costume, as well as a few other props on the way, and even now with the costume that I'm making for my daughter. Anything that I make basically has the same few steps that I'm going to show you now. Once you have picked the costume that you want to make or prop, if it's from a movie or an animation or something like that, or even a comic book, go online and find as many photographs of that item you want to build, okay, from all different angles. Compile them together and keep them. Once you've got these, then I suggest that you keep yourself a notebook, a craft book. This is mine. I use actually both sides of it for different projects, and as I'm building my projects I write them down inside. For when I was building my Captain Rex uniform, I went through the animations and actually online to find as many photographs as I could find from different angles of the different parts, and then using my diary went into great detail, drawing pictures about what I need, how am I going to build it, what should be in the costume. And as you can see, I've gone even through a checklist of things that I might need to buy to help me build it. I went into redesigning the boots into great detail of how they should look, and even then taking notes on how I went through different things. Each part of the costume should be detailed. Don't leave anything out. Find out as much information about each part of the costume as you go through it, and then write it in your diary to make sure that you have covered every part. The diary is a great way of figuring out how you're actually going to build certain parts of it. Here I have the dimensions of the pouch that I have on the belt, and what I might be able to use or how I might be able to build them, as well as going into the holstering guns. Working out how I'm going to modify different parts, again taking lots of notes. Even how I was thinking about originally designing the first gun that I was going to build. I also keep notes about how the updates and how parts are going on it, and then even into the different parts of the build, how I'm actually going to build the different parts. Am I going to do fabric? Am I going to do EVA foam? Am I going to do resin? These all should be written down, and how you think is going to be the best way for you to do it with your skill set. That's the most important part, is knowing your own skill set and what you may need to learn to get the part done. The notebook is a great way for problem solving. On the actual jetpack, I had to problem solve about how am I going to build it, how am I going to support it, and then how am I going to wear it. Also even how the straps are going to go. I also then keep notes about once the costume is made, how it went on troops, any modifications I need to do, any fixing, any damage that needs to be done at it as well. And again, it's a great way of working out what you're going to do over the next year. These are some of the ideas that I might have for this coming year. And again, when doing my daughter's costume, I went into great detail of finding the photographs online, and then literally once I had the photographs that I'm going to use, break them down into great detail and all the parts that I need to make and how I'm going to make them. By having as many reference photographs as possible and keeping a detailed diary of all the parts you need to make and how you're going to make them, this will save you a lot of time on your build. It's a bit time consuming at the beginning, but getting down to all the nitty gritty bits about how things are going to be made and problem solving the different parts that you need to make will save you a lot of time in the future. Once you've worked out how you're going to make your actual costume and the different things that you might need, then you can start buying your items. I usually find that working out the different items that I need and then slowly buying them as I work it out through my diary, I can keep a stock of it already, so when the build starts you don't have to go out and start resourcing stuff. You've already got the main part of your costume already there and you can start using your resources. This is a great way if you're on a low budget. A lot of the builds that I do is very low budgeted and using just the resources that I have around me. Yes, I can use the internet, yes I can order stuff in, but they're all time consuming and they can cost a lot of money in the end. If you have to resource out to another builder to build a specific part of your costume, you have to keep that in mind when you're writing your diary, because those type of costs and timescales also have to be written down and thought about. Giving yourself a clear time frame of doing something is also very important as well. Normally what I do when I'm doing my build, once I've worked it out what I'm going to build and how I'm going to build it, I break it down into weekly builds or daily builds depending on my time scale. That way I have a goal by the end of the week or by the end of the month how much of the costume I have built or should have built in time for whenever I need it. Do always bear in mind that you do have to try out some things. Okay, if you're trying out something for the very first time, there will be a lot of learning for you and there will be some expenditure and waste, and that's literally part of the enjoyment of being a cosplayer and a builder of your own stuff. But it's also a great learning curve, because what you learn on one build then you can take over to the next one, and when you build the next build it becomes a lot more easier and you waste less materials because your knowledge has grown. Don't forget that YouTube itself and the internet is a great way of learning new skills and new tasks. There is a plethora of different channels out there designated just to costume building. So there we have it. That's just my few tips on how I plan out and build my costumes. Okay, I know it's a pretty quick video and I have gone into as much detail as I can. It can get pretty complicated if I go into any more details, but as always, if you want to ask me more questions or ask me how my builds are going or what I plan in the future, please pop over to my Facebook page. There you can ask me as many questions as you like and I can respond much quicker with photographs and more details on anything you ask me. I might have been able to do a personal video for you as well just there. Also on Facebook, that's where I actually put up a lot of my builds as they're ongoing before I make the videos for YouTube. So if you want to keep up to how my builds are going or just have a chat, you can just pop over to my Facebook page and keep in contact there. Don't forget, you can also see me on Instagram, where I also post other parts of my builds as well as other things in my daily life as well. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope this video has been helpful in some way. Okay, if you like it, please don't forget to hit the like button, do subscribe, and please do check out my other videos. I have a lot of other builds out there and a lot of other projects that I've done in the past. So, as always, may the force be with you.